now joined by Regina McInerney from Corofin, who was part of a truly historic moment, the Olympic torch relay for the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Games. The relay, which has already taken place, saw the flame travel thousands of kilometres across Italy, celebrating Olympic values and the country's rich cultural heritage along the way. And Regina is on the line now. Regina, very good morning to you.
Yeah, buongiorno, Alan.
Buongiorno to you too.
A word of Italian. I'm just pretending.
Well, yeah, that's about my limit as well. So we'll switch back to English. So look, this is pretty exciting, I have to say. The Winter Olympics happening in Italy. It's jointly hosted by Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo in Italy, up in the north of the country. So it's running from the 6th of February to the 22nd. Give us a bit more context, Regina, as to how you got involved with this. Were you working, living in Italy? Were you just there for an extended period?
No, I suppose for the Winter Olympics they were looking for, there's actually going to be 10,001 torchbearers. So it was really just like open to anyone to apply. So it's just a kind of, like, I think some people think the people running with the torch are actual like Olympians, or that everyone's an athlete, but really it's just ordinary people with extraordinary stories, as they say. So I just applied, and luckily I was just chosen, and the opportunity arose. So I just, grasped it with both hands, to be honest. You know, I couldn't believe my luck when, they chose me. So it was just like a small application form, and again, they asked you which city you'd like to run in, but you weren't going to be guaranteed like that city, so I didn't really mind like where I ran. So maybe it started back in August or something, and then I just got word last October, and then in December I found out like which city I was actually going to be running in, which it was called Cesena, which is maybe an hour away from Bologna, like south of Bologna, and maybe it's got a population of like 100,000 people, and it's actually famous because it has the first public library actually in Europe, and there's a fortress there, but it wouldn't really be on the normal kind of tourist trail.
Okay. And Regina, can I ask you, like, I mean, with the application, do you have to fulfill any requirements? Do you have to explain what the Winter Olympics mean to you? Why you're so passionate about it? How the values of the Olympics chime with you? Or was it just, I'd like to carry the torch and I'd like to happen at this city, and it's as simple as that?
Yeah, I think some of the questions were just in relation to like what values could you bring as a torchbearer. You know, they're looking for things like
two steady hands,
drive, and obviously respect and things like that. So it was kind of like a free text box, really. Just include what you wanted, or if your friends were to nominate you, what would they say about you? So yeah, some of it now might have been tongue in cheek a little bit, but so it was great to actually get the opportunity. And I suppose like the route or the torch run itself started on December 6th in Rome, and it goes on for 2 months because, as you said, the games start on February 6th. So yesterday marked like the halfway point, like January 6th, and covers like 12,000 kilometres. And I thought it was kind of apt as well because, you know, yesterday was Nolig Naman, so like what better day to run with the torch. And I did read somewhere that actually the Winter Games will have the highest women participation rate like ever, like in February actually.
Okay, well, that's brilliant to hear, and congratulations on doing this. I mean, what you must have been so excited when you got confirmation that your application would be successful. Did you decide to, I suppose, build a holiday around this, Regina? You know, there's no point going over just for one day to carry the torch and then going home again when you're in a beautiful country like Italy.
Yeah, exactly. So I flew to Bologna, so I was going to take a week actually. So I just flew to Bologna like last Saturday, and I'm going back again on Friday. So I spent like 2 nights in Bologna, then I went on the train to the town and spent 2 nights there, and now I'm back in Bologna again. So definitely wanted to stay on a little bit longer. And yeah, the thing about yesterday was that it actually snowed quite heavily. So this is the first time they've had snow on the actual relay, or on the actual route, because again, like in Sicily, it was like 22 degrees, whereas yesterday there was like 19 centimetres of snow. So, and in this town, they haven't had snow like in 13 years, so it was like a big deal. So we got delayed slightly at the start because one of the policemen came off his motorbike in the snow. It was really slushy like conditions. And so, like I said, last December we got word that this is the town that you're actually going to be in. And I was with 15 other people as part of the relay. Again, people that I hadn't met. Everyone's from, like, some people were from Italy, some people were from Norway, Denmark. We just had to meet this, like, football stadium where we all got a uniform. There was, like, a briefing about the torch, how to hold the torch. And we had to, like, cover a distance of 200 metres. So some people, like, choose to run it. Some people want to walk. But, like, yesterday we definitely walked because it was so kind of slushy and slippy underfoot.
You didn't want to be the one to drop it and have the flame extinguished. That wouldn't be a good look.
Exactly, or face plant yourself in the middle of the street. So it was great just meeting the football stadium, people that we hadn't met before. And then once we had a briefing and we got our uniforms, we were brought on a shuttle like downtown. So each one of us got an individual torch, like that wasn't lighting. So we got dropped off at our points like 200 metres apart. And the first person, had the lighted torch, and then you had to wait while this person came along, and then they lit your torch. They call it a torch kiss. And just in relation to the torch itself, it's actually, I don't know if you've seen pictures of it, it's like made out of recycled aluminium. It's like 1.5 kgs, about 85 centimetres long. And it's a kind of very sleek and contemporary. It can nearly like slip through your hands, nearly. And it's a gas flame actually as well. And they were actually made in Italy, and it's all about kind of sleek and contemporary, and the focus is more so on the flame than the actual torch itself. Whereas, in previous Olympics, it was all about the size of the torch. It was like quite chunky. So yeah, because we were waiting in the snow for the next person, we had to turn the torch upside down so the snow wouldn't get into the actual torch itself. But of course, like 200 meters is over in like the blink of an eye. It's.
Yeah, I'm sure it does pass so quickly, but at the same time, you must be nervous as you see the person just before you approaching you. You want to make sure your torch lights, and you said we earlier on, so I'm assuming you had company with you, so you had somebody there to record this moment. What was did you have a feeling of pride? Was it over so quickly you didn't have a chance to feel anything? Was there much of a crowd? Surely there was a crowd out for this.
Yeah, there was a large crowd yesterday because it was actually like a public holiday as well in Italy. So again, you had it's nearly like St. Patrick's Day in Ireland with people lining the streets and children, and you're trying to wave at people with your presidential wave, and try and look left and right, look at your footing underneath, you're not slipping. But there are official photographers taking pictures of you as well, just to record the event. So they want you to look at the camera, and people want to stop for photos. And you're not allowed to pass the torch to anybody. You have to kind of mind the guards with your life. But yeah, it was, and probably the only thing was because I didn't have the language, I did feel a bit like, oh God, people wanted to talk to me, but I don't know what they were shouting at me,
After Buongiorno, you were lost.
Yeah, so that was just the thing. I felt like, oh God, I can't converse with them. That was the worst thing, because they were really excited. I mean, it was really exciting. So yeah, but it was great. And actually, beside me on the shuttle bus, I was sitting beside a Danish cyclist. He was also one of the torchbearers, and he's actually part of the UCI World Team, with Ben Healy. So, everyone kind of had a different story to tell, but because it was over quite fast, we didn't all get a chance to mingle. And after your torch run, you kind of just go back then to wherever, there was no after party or group dinner, and then the torch was going to continue on to 3 other cities, and then it ended in Bologna last night with a city celebration.
So that's just it then, Regina. Once your 200 metres are over, there's no plaque or medal or certificate or a post torch carrying drinks or anything. It's just thanks, good luck.
No, okay, that sounds pretty bad. No, I mean, they did give us a little badge for the memories, saying, I was a torchbearer in the Winter Olympics 2026. We also got to keep this uniform, which was white. I don't know if you've seen pictures. It's, it's like a white beanie hat. You have to wear gloves actually carrying the torch because it can get quite hot also. Yeah,
I did see pictures, Regina, and I think we're going to be seeing that a lot around the Corofin region over the coming months.
But yeah, and then we will get official photos, somebody was taking them, so we'll be sent a link and we can download our own individual photographs.
That's brilliant, though. I mean, you must feel a real sense of pride and at being part of something like that, to be involved in the torch relay for an Olympic Games. And I'm sure family, friends back in Corofin are thrilled for you.
Yes, I mean, it is like once in a lifetime. You're never going to do this again in your lifetime. It'll just be definitely only once. So it is really exciting. Maybe the penny hasn't really dropped yet of what's actually happened, but even last night in the main square, we were waiting for the torch to arrive in Bologna. They were showing footage of the torch run so far, and it's just phenomenal. When you see, as you said, Italy's like full of like the rich cultural heritage and the beautiful scenery, and even this torch has gone like on yachts, whitewater rafts. Someone skied down a hill with the torch. They bring it to all the UNESCO sites of Italy and all the like historical sites. So it's actually, when you think about it, like 12,000 kilometres and 60 different cities. It's amazing, really. And
you're a part of that. And when the opening ceremony happens in Milan, it'll surely feel really special, knowing that you played a part in the journey of the flame.
I know, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah.
Well, that is something that you'll always be able to tell, and you still have a few days there to enjoy and bask in the afterglow of it. Regina, well done. What a thing to even think of doing. I wouldn't imagine there's too many people out there who thought, you know what, I'll apply to be part of the torch relay for an Olympic Games, and then to be successful and to not have dropped it as well is a big achievement as well. You don't want to be notorious for that. So look, brilliant stuff, and safe back, and thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Regina. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Yeah, thanks so much, actually. And I'll enjoy the rest of the days now, eating my weight in pasta and gelato.
Well, it's been well earned after that incredible 200-metre trek. So eat as much pasta and gelato as you can handle. Regina, thank you very, very much.